I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here. I'm here at Kondalilla Falls National Park today. And what I'm going to be doing is taking you through the park and showing you different sections of it. At the moment, I've found this nice little waterfall here. And I mean, how's the serenity? Isn't this just beautiful? Rainforests are one of my favorite things to visit. I'm going to take you on a bit of an excursion today. This is quite a long trek around here. So I'm actually going to be doing this video in two parts because the park is so large. And this week's video is just going to be covering a certain little section of the park, showing you different waterfalls. And then in next week's video, I'm going to be showing you the different types of wildlife and the finer details of the rainforest here. And it really is amazing, the bird and wildlife and the species they have here, as well as all the species of trees that they have in here as well. Just magnificent. Let's get to it. So it's no secret, I absolutely love rainforest walks. And I did another one not too long ago. If you didn't see that, I'll leave that up on the screen here for you. It was down at Natural Bridge. But yeah, Kondalilla Falls National Park. It's this really amazing mixture of really tall eucalypt trees with abundant type rainforest underneath. It is just amazing to witness. Fun fact too, the word Kondalilla is actually an Aboriginal word that means rushing waters. And that's what I'm going to show you today. These beautiful waterfalls here, they are just so magnificent. This is one of the first waterfalls you come to on the Kondalilla National Park walking track. And how beautiful is this? You can actually swim in here, it's quite safe. And there actually is a couple of people over here swimming at the moment, enjoying the pool. But how beautiful is that? I mean, it just looks so enticing on a hot summer's day. That's the place to be. Anyway, I better do what I'm here for. And that is, I'm going to capture a shot of this. I might put the polarizer filter on for this one, and we'll see how we go. So at the moment, I mean, it is obvious that you can grab a shot here, but this whole area around me is presenting for a really beautiful foreground. So I'm just quickly looking around for a frame. And I'm liking the way these rocks are in the foreground here. And if I get down low enough, this should make for a really beautiful foreground with having the waterfall in the background. Just trying to get a frame around here. I'm going to use the 16 to 35mm lens on this one, and I'm going to put the polarizer just to take the sheen off the water. So I'm sat up here, I've got my rocks in the foreground. Whoa, almost fell over there. I've got my 16 to 35mm lens on. I'm shooting at 16mm. Got my polarizer filter. This is the Lee filter landscape polarizer where I shoot through and I cut out all the glare on the water, as well as it really accentuates all the greens and the reds in the rock. But really stunning. What a beautiful scene. And I better get this shot because there are people just about to dive in, so I'll grab it very quickly. So I'm shooting at ISO 64 at f11 and I'm on 1 second. So that 1 second should just give me enough time to get that nice bit of smooth motion in the water. Just using a 5-second timer release, and there's our shot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I've got that shot in the bag. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to try a little bit of a different framing where I've got some green type of ferns in the foreground. So I'm just going to try that one. Luckily, the swimmers have dove in. They realized it was freezing cold because it's winter here, and they jumped out really quickly. So win-win for the photographer. So that's the first waterfall. I'm just going to move on now. So I'm actually going to go down into the valley where you'll see the huge Kondalilla waterfalls going over the side of the mountain. And down the bottom there, you'll find all these really beautiful rock pools. So time for the hike to begin. Well, what a spectacular view we've got of Kondalilla Falls straight across this valley from this little viewpoint here. Now, I've opted to put on my 70 to 200mm lens. I'm packing that with me today, and thank goodness I did, because I've got this magnificent shot straight across this valley, and you can see the falls coming down to this tree that's actually embedded onto the cliffside. And I'm just going to concentrate on that little bit in there. Now, at the moment, I'm shooting at f11 ISO 64, and I've got 1/3 of a second exposure. I've got my polarizer filter on the front. Now the problem is, at the moment, you'll see on the back here that it's actually quite overexposed. A little trick that I like to do is I've got a hard-edged 3-stop Lee filter. Now this is a grad filter, hard-edged grad filter. This actually saves me from buying something like the little stopper. This is 3 stops. I know the little stopper is 6 stops, but by just using this top half of this filter, I can shoot through that, dropping it down 3 stops, and that'll give me perfect exposure to get that nice smooth water motion. So I'm all set up, I'm ready to take the shot. I'm using a 5-second timer release. Now all we've got to do is take the shot. Well guys, I'm going to leave it here for part 1 of the Kondalilla Falls National Park. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in next week, and what I'm going to be doing next week is I'm going to be down the bottom of the falls. So keep your eyes open for that one. There's going to be lots of little rock pools and streams down there I'll be getting photographs of. I just wanted to pause the video quickly there, because while I was actually doing that piece to camera, I didn't really realise what was laying in wait for me down the bottom of those falls. Let's put it this way, it kind of like gives new meaning to the term when friends drop in. Only these weren't exactly friends, they weren't human. So stay tuned next week and you'll see what happens. Take care.